temporarily imprisoned in a physical structure. I gradually realized that if we hypothesize that consciousness and free will are irreducible properties of nature, it would have profound and unexpected consequences for both science and spirituality. I believe that consciousness must be an irreducible property of elementary particles of which everything is made, just as the electrical charge does not derive from any simpler properties. If this is the case, then everything in the universe must be conscious. This idea is a millennia old. The stakes are too high not to seriously consider the hypothesis that consciousness may exist before matter or perhaps simultaneously with it. Later in the book, he says, I think that the positive forces that will create our future will not be the forces and laws of matter, but those of conscious cooperation, comprehension, and love for others, that all beings in existence must sooner or later manifest because these values are the essence of our deepest nature. Katie?
All right, so we're going to sing another song together. This one has layers, and you guys can hear it. We're not going to do the third one down. I bring my courage, I bring my faith. Just leave that inside your heads and let that roll around while we sing the other. We're going to do the other layers because there's 3 of us. So we're going to each learn each part. So we're going to do the first one first. We're going to do the second one. Case is going to be the one who carries that forward when we split up. And then the fourth one, Pat's going to be the one that carries that forward when we split up. So when we split, we're going to go like this for me, like this for Pat, and the other side for Case. All right, so that's a lot of information. It'll make sense as we go.
I'm on the far left. Is it on?
So here's how the first part goes. Listen to it once, and then I'll come back and teach it to you. Here we go into the unknown. Here we go into the unknown. So first part. Here we go into the unknown. Try that line again. Here we go. Hear that low note? I want to make sure you get that note. Here we go into the unknown. Here we go into the unknown again. Here we go into the unknown. Here we go into the unknown. One more time. Here we go into the unknown. Here we go into the unknown. That's the part that's going to keep singing with me when I'm singing. And then here's Case's part that he's going to lead, and that's you guys way over there. It goes, I walk with you. 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 I know it sounds like we have the easiest part, but the hard part about this one is it's a little off. It starts off the beat, and you guys have to keep your beat really strongly. So the beat's here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going, I walk with you. Rest. I walk with you. I walk with you. I walk with you. Keep doing that with Case.
I walk with you. I walk with you. I walk with you
into the unknown.
I walk with you.
Into the unknown.
I walk with with you. I walk with you. I walk with you. I walk with you.
Now we're going to do the last part. So this is the part Pat's going to hold down. It's going to be kind of you guys over here in the middle. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We'll find our way. So one at a time. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We'll find our way. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We'll find our way. One more time. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We'll find our way. All right, we're going to try to build this now. Let's not speed. Let's stay a little slower because it's easier with all those words. We're going to start with Kees's part because this that way you guys can hold the beat for us. 3, 4.
I'll walk with you. 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 Here we go into the unknown. Here we go into the unknown.
Well done.
Yes, you're a good leader.
The 13-year-old boy stood on a table, swinging a chair over his head and threatening to throw it at his older brother. His uncle ran to his mother shouting, "Ze moorden elkaar, ze moorden elkaar." They're killing each other. The psychiatrist told his mother to buy him a drum set so he could express his feelings without hurting people, and to give him some special attention in a hobby she could do with him. Perhaps that would help her fourth of 5 children not feel neglected. They started a very scientific collection of seashells from all over the world. This is a pink-mouthed murex from Mexico, Philonotus erythrostomus. Beautiful shell. The hobby launched my mother into her 3rd career after being a lab tech and then a home engineer. And her title was Volunteer Adjunct Curator of Malacology at the University of Utah Museum of Natural History. Our entire collection went to the museum after I read Erich Fromm's To Have or To Be. As for the temper tantrums, they mostly subsided until the election of 2024. But you would have to ask Cora, my granddaughter, if that's in fact true. The collection had launched me into my passion for science, nature, biology, human physiology, and ultimately medicine. I became a bit of a reductionist, wanting to dig deeper and separate things into smaller parts. In anatomy, I was known as the only medical student who dissected out the smallest muscle in the body. Does anybody know what it is? You must have missed Joseph Bednarik's sermon. It's the stapedius muscle, attached to the stapes, one of the three small bones in the middle ear, critical for accurate hearing. Joseph Bednarik, in his sermon titled Monuments and Toppled Statues, declared he wants to erect giant monuments to the stapedius muscle to inspire us to hear more clearly and listen more to each other's stories. As for my scientific medical skills of signs and symptoms to make diagnoses, I use them to become quite pessimistic about the results of the climate catastrophe. In fact, over the past 20 years, I have participated in 3 different services here at QUUF with people like Fred Weinman, Elaine Nelson, Bruce Bodie, Simon Lynch, and Dar Jamail. The news was always bad and the prognosis poor. Today, I want to leave a more uplifting message using my evolving spiritual side. There are many variations to the Chinook Blessing Litany due to the variety of traditions and languages within the Chinooka peoples. It starts with something like this, quote, "We call upon the earth, our planet home, with its beautiful depths and soaring heights, its vitality and abundance of life, and together we ask that the earth be with us to teach us and show us the way." The litany then calls upon the directions, the mountains, the waters, the plants, and our ancestors and the people who dream the best for future generations to all teach us and show us the way. And then lastly, we call upon all that we hold most sacred, the presence and power of the great spirit of love and truth which flows through all the universe, to be with us, to teach us, and show us the way. Helen and I have recited variations of this blessing over 1,000 times while in nature. And only recently did I get it in my mind and not only in my gut and my heart. The doubting scientific reduction side of me had always wanted proof about the, quote, love flowing through the universe, end quote. I finally found the mental proof in Federico Fagin's Irreducible. He uses quantum physics, which I confess I really don't understand, to prove that consciousness and love cannot emerge from what we call matter, like the atoms and molecules that form our brains as well as our computers. On a side note, it was somewhat reassuring to learn that that's true, and that even with the best AI, Hal, in the book 2001: Space Odyssey, can never really have emotions. I urge you to watch that movie if you haven't recently. Fagin's profound experience described in the reading this morning launched him on his full-time search for the meaning of life. I had my own profound experience 15 years ago when preparing for a vision quest. My intention was to discover how I was doing spiritually with regards to the death of our son 10 years earlier. After bivouacking and tying prayer flags all night on top of Mount Townsend, I climbed down the tricky rock ridge that runs down from the north side of Mount Townsend. Our son Adam and I had done some serious mountain climbing. When I turned around to look back and congratulate myself on not falling, I saw a spectacular dead tree at the base of the ridge. It clearly said, "Death is okay." A piece of that tree looks a bit like our son dancing and is now the center of my altar. During the 9-day vision quest that followed, the participants spent 3 days alone fasting. This chicken helped me sing some great duets while I was in the wilderness. I awoke on the last morning after having tried to stay awake all night, and the morning star shone right above me. The chicken and I couldn't resist singing, "For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are." Who was I then? I was not a father grieving a lost son, but a granddad for my new grandson. It's also at that vision quest that I first learned of the Shambhala warrior prophecy. No one tells it better than Joanna Macy, an environmental activist, author, and scholar of Buddhism and deep ecology. She is known throughout the world for her workshops on, quote, "the work that reconnects" and "the council of all beings," and has led at least one of those workshops here in Port Townsend. She was 96 years old when she died peacefully yesterday. And I can think of no better legacy than to have her tell the inspiring story of the Shambhala warrior prophecy.
In the Tibetan tradition, there is a prophecy that has taken on great meaning for me and my friends and colleagues. It was made 12 centuries ago, and when I went back to the community that I'm very close to in northwest India, Tashijong, where I've belonged to it in a way for the last 45 years since we were there in the Peace Corps. When I went back in the 1980s, they were talking about this prophecy as coming true in our time. So I said, "Oh, what's it about?" And they said, "It's so amazing. It's coming, but it's about a very dark time." My dear friend and teacher, Dugu Chirgyal Rinpoche, tells it this way, and I share it in that same way. And it has been like getting my marching orders for this time of the Great Turning. So it goes like this. There comes a time when all life on earth is in danger. In this time, great powers have arisen, barbarian powers, and although they waste their wealth in preparations to annihilate each other, they have much in common. Weapons of unfathomable death and devastation, and technologies that lay waste the world. And it is just at this point, when all the future of all beings hangs by the frailest of threads, that the kingdom of Shambhala emerges. Now you can't go there. It's not a place. It exists in the hearts and minds of the Shambhala warriors. Actually, you can't tell a Shambhala warrior by looking at her or him because they wear no uniforms, no insignia, wave no banners, have no barricades on which to climb to threaten the enemy or behind which they can rest and regroup. they don't even have any home turf. Forever and always they must move across the terrain of the barbarian powers. And Chogyal Rinpoche said to me, now is the time when great courage is required of the Shambhala warriors. Moral courage and physical courage, because they're going to go into the heart of the barbarian powers to dismantle their weapons. And weapons in every sense of the word. The bombs and armaments manufactured and deployed, and the corridors of power where the decisions are made. To dismantle the weapons. And he said, Joanna, mark this. The Shambhala warriors know that these weapons can be dismantled because they are manomaya, mind-made. They are made by the human mind, they can be unmade by the human mind. Because the disasters that are threatening us and unfolding are not brought about by some extraterrestrial force or some satanic deity or even by an unchangeable, inexorable fate. They arise from our relationships and our priorities and our habits. They're made by the human mind, they can be unmade by the human mind. So the time is upon us, he said, when the Shambhala warriors go into training. Well, you can imagine. I said, how do they train? And he said they train in the use of two weapons. And that was the term he used. What are they, I asked. And he held up his hands the way the lamas hold the ritual objects in the great lama dances of his people. And he said, one is compassion, and the other is insight into the radical interdependence of all phenomena. And you need both. One is not enough. You need the compassion because that provides you the fuel, the motive force to get you out there where you need to be to do what you need to do. And what it consists of, basically, is not being afraid of the suffering of your world. And you know, when you're not afraid of the suffering of your world, nothing can stop you. But that by itself, he said, is too hot. It can burn you out. So you need the other. You need that wisdom, that insight into the mutual belonging of everything that is interwoven as it is in the web of life. And when you have that, you see, you know that this is not a war between the good guys and the bad guys, but that the line between good and evil runs through the landscape of every human heart. And we are so interwoven in the web of life that even the smallest act with clear intention has repercussions through that web that we can barely see. But that, he said, is a little cool by itself. So you need the heat of the compassion. And if you've looked at the Tibetan monks chanting, often you will, in their pujas, you will see their hands doing moving mudras. And often as not, they are dancing the interplay between karuna and prajna, compassion and wisdom. Well, that's the prophecy. And I thought, this is it, I've got my marching orders. And I remember my son Jack was with me at the time, with the rest of the family, living. We had quarters at the edge of the settlement. And I went home that evening and I said, "You won't believe the prophecy I just heard from Shuja Rinpoche." And I told it. And Jack said, "What did he tell you how it's going to turn out? Did he tell you how it's going to end?" I laughed and said, "No, thank goodness. I wouldn't have believed him if he'd told me how it's going to turn out. And don't you believe anyone either who tells you how it's going to turn out. It's that not knowing that is our great gift, that don't know mind that lets us be great and lets great things happen."
Decades after publishing his essay, "All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten," Robert Fulghum said, quote, "It is still true. No matter how old you are, when you go out into the world, it is best to hold hands and stick together," end quote. One way I have found to do that is with PT Indivisible, a local grassroots group allied with the national indivisible.org movement. We work to defend our rights, our communities, and our values. We have information for you in the foyer. Another way is to sing together songs like "Lean on Me," which we will now sing as our closing hymn. I just might have a problem that There's a Jewish legend that says that the fate of humanity rests on the shoulders of 36 humble, selfless, and compassionate people. And I forgot to ask Nan Toby Terrell how to pronounce the word, but I think it's tzadikim nistarim. Nobody knows who they are, including them. One of them might be one of us. So the future depends on each of us. Please join us in our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish our flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment, or the power of transformation. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Whenever life gets you down, my friends, and things seem hard and tough, and you've volunteered for way too many things, and you feel that you've had quite enough, just remember that you're standing on a planet that's evolving and revolving at 900 miles an hour. It's orbiting at 19 miles a second, so it's reckoned round the sun that is the source of all our power. The sun and you and me and all the stars that you can see are moving at 1,000,000 miles a day. Oh my! In an outer spiral arm at 40,000 miles an hour, in a galaxy we call the Milky Way. Milky Way. Our galaxy itself contains 100 billion stars. It's 100,000 light years side to side. It bulges in the middle, 16,000 light years thick. But out by us, it's just 3,000 light years wide. We're 30,000 light years from galactic central point, and go around every 200 million years. And our galaxy is only one of millions and billions in this amazing and expanding universe. Itself keeps on expanding and expanding in all of the directions it can whiz. As fast as it can go, the speed of light, you know. 12 million miles a minute, that's the fastest thing there is. So remember when you're feeling very small and insecure, how amazingly unlikely is your birth. And pray that there's intelligent life somewhere out in space, 'cause there's bugger all down here on Earth. lighten up. There are stars in the sky. Lighten up. It's a good question, why? You don't know the answer, and neither do I. So meanwhile, it's just all lighten up. And remember, as a Unitarian Universalist, no dogma, no fundamentalism. There are no 10 commandments, only 7 little principles, no original sin or intellectual schism. The earth is sacred and we believe in justice, but more than that is really hard to say. We could be naturalists, mystics, humanists, or theists. We're you-yous and we like to find that way. We could be naturalists, mystics, humanists, or theists. We're you-yous and we like to find that way.